Well, hi everyone, it's Curator Steph, and welcome to another Coffee and Connect. This is a series where I want to do in just less than 2 minutes, give you a little bit of tidbit advice over a cup of coffee. So I'm coming to you every week from Palm Coast, Florida with a little bit of quick advice. And today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest lessons I ever learned, and that was the art of the non-negotiable. Now, this is something so interesting, and I was very, very fortunate that I was taught this lesson very early on by a phenomenal mentor, Celia Swanson. I'm going to mention her name because she has a phenomenal book, and I want you to check her out. But when she started mentoring me, one of the biggest pieces of advice she ever gave me is, right now, Steph, you need to determine early on, and I was in my late 20s, what your non-negotiables for your career are going to be. And what a non-negotiable is those things that you set priorities for, that when you go into a job, you can say off the bat, this is something that I am not willing to go against. These are my non-negotiables. These are things that I have to have in order to be successful. And it was amazing because it may sound difficult and it may even be overwhelming when you say, well, gosh, how can I do that going into a position? But what she advised me was that, you know what, this is the best thing you could possibly do for yourself and for your boss or your company or whatever it is, your client, whatever it is that you're doing, so that they are very clear because you have set the expectations. That is going to make your relationship strong. It's going to help you determine, especially if you're working with clients or even companies, is this the company or client for me? If they can't respect my non-negotiables, then this may not be the place for me. And I know this can be very difficult. So let's just really quickly remember, a non-negotiable is that thing that you are not going to put aside. I have to do this. And for example, my first thing, even before I had my daughter, was my family. Even when it was just 2 people and not my daughter, it was, this is non-negotiable. I will have time. I will not spend 24 hours a day at this job. I had a non-negotiable that was, when family comes first, this is priority. And that is what it is. In every job I've ever had, and even now as a consultant, I always tell people my family comes first. And so you have to understand, if something comes up with my daughter, we're going to have to postpone. And I set that as one of my non-negotiables. And what people have found is that they really respect me for that. And it also, I think, really helps change the conversation when they themselves are looking at what their non-negotiables are. So I think that took a little bit longer than 2 minutes, but I hope you enjoy these. Again, I'm going to be publishing these weekly. They're going to be just a little quick connect, hopefully around 2 minutes or less, on something that you could be doing right now to change your life and to make your connections more meaningful, as well as your life and business. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day, and I hope you do one thing a day to curate you. Bye-bye.